What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to you guys with that Sixers versus Heat playoff predictions. I think this is one of the better series in the East, obviously because you don't really know how many games Joel Embiid will play, and even if he does come back, will he get back injured? Will he be able to play the whole series? Same with most of the team. But honestly, when I like this Sixers team from top to bottom, add in Ersan Ilyasova, added a guy that can play that forward position and stretch out the court for a guy like Joel Embiid to have space in that paint. Same with Marco Bellinelli, his ability to keep moving, keeping the defense guessing, keeping the defense moving, and having a guy that if he is open that can knock down that mid-range jumper, can knock down that three-point shot, and is a tough shot maker. Um, then you have Redick doing the same thing, coming off screens, keeping the ball, keeping the defense moving, keeping them guessing, and being able to knock down difficult threes, contested threes, and coming off that screen with a little space, knocking down threes. Ben Simmons has been phenomenal, been a better defender than we thought he would be. He's been a better leader than he was in LSU. He's trusting his teammates. I told you guys, don't really go based off what he did in college because they didn't make it to the tournament. Just go based off that he's playing with NBA players. He's playing with better teammates. He's playing with better players and guys that can shoot the ball, guys that can score the ball, guys that can score in isolation, guys that are marksmen and actually like Covington too. You playing with NBA players. You're not playing with college kids and solid players or good players that maybe make it to the NBA. You playing for players that's starting that actually can play and that can actually knock down shots. So I never judge players just what they do in college because they're playing with better teammates and they're playing for better coaches and better coaching staffs and scouts and game plans. So you get more help when you have better teammates and better players around you. And you've seen Ben Simmons benefit to that. Making sure his teammates are always involved, always looking for the shooters, always looking for the dump off, and always getting in and out of the paint and getting in transition, getting easy baskets. And even if he get to the paint, he's always looking to kick it out. He's not just playing like Rondo, which is holding the ball, trying to find something. He's trying to create something. He's trying to run the system, run the offense, and find his teammates. And Joel Embiid is one of the best centers in the league, being able to play elite defense and being able to score the basketball at will in the post, whether it's back to the basket or even shooting that fadeaway or even just being a pick and pop mid-range shooter or a pick and pop three. He shows his versatility and he has the athleticism to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket and get layups and dunks or create for other people with the handoffs or setting great screens. So every piece makes sense for the Sixers team. They need everybody to play well for them to win. This is a team is very difficult to guard. They can go big, they can go small, they can go athletic, and even with Dario Saric, another guy being able to handle the ball, shoot the three, play in the pick and roll, create his own shot, get into the paint or off the dribble. You have a lot of big guys that can do a lot of things, and this Heat team is going to have problems. But luckily for them, they have the size and the athleticism on the perimeter to guard this team, and they have a guy in Gordon Dragic that is an all-star himself, and his ability to carve up the paint and find other guys is going to make this team difficult to guard too. We all predicted that the Heat would make the playoffs because what they did last year, they barely missed. They had took this season almost missing the playoffs this year. Then they got it right on track and was able to stay in the playoffs after they fixed some problems and got some players back healthy. And at the end of the day, I like this Heat team. They're very well coached. They throw out a lot of lineups too. They have a lot of positionless players on this team. They have some floor spacing on this roster too. They're going to be a team that's going to be difficult to guard. They're going to be a team that's going to be very well prepared for the Sixers' onslaught in their attack. They're going to study this team hard. They're going to make them earn every W, and the Heat going to play with a lot of heart. And at the end of the day, we don't know if Hassan Whiteside gonna play that much because of the simple fact that he isn't the best mobile and offensively challenged center. He is a great rebounder. He is a solid rim protector, but he is having a down year. They will need him though to guard Joel Embiid in that post, but it's gonna be difficult for him to guard him on the perimeter. But if Hassan Whiteside want to make his presence known, if Hassan Whiteside want to continue to show why he deserves to be a starter, they're going to need more out of him. I know he's been injured. I know he hasn't been getting consistent minutes. I know that they don't rely on him as much as they did a couple years ago. But they're going to need as much as they can get out of everybody to dethrone this Sixers team and put them out of the playoffs, because this Sixers team is one of the deepest teams in the league. This is one of the more stacked teams in the league. It's not going to be easy beating this team. It's not going to be an easy feat, and you have to play very hard because they can blow you out because they have the offense. They have players that's weapons all across the court, and players that can do multiple things on the court, whether that's coming off the bench or starting. And then remember, the X factor in the series for me for the Sixers will be Markelle Fultz. He was the number one pick, a guy that can create shots off the dribble, a guy that can create shots for other people, a guy that can rebound the ball, knock down the mid range, knock down the three, play off the ball, and it's no real answer for him right now because we haven't seen him play enough, and you can't really game plan for him because you don't really know what he's going to do. Obviously, you can go back and watch some of his college footage because he used some of the same moves, but it's so hard just to key in on him when you have so many great players around him on this Sixer team. Obviously, the X factor for the Heat will be Dwayne Wade, a guy that can come off that bench and hit big shots in the fourth quarter, make great defensive plays, be a solid playmaker, a guy that can, knock down shots consistently, draw fouls when they need some buckets. Just a guy that can get a ball to, get out of the way and get a bucket. And that's going to be important for them if Dragic is off or, Josh Richardson is off. If any of their perimeter players is off, they got a guy that can come off the bench with energy because he's not going to play as many minutes in the beginning, and help them close out games and give them veteran leadership and try to keep them focused on the goal, which is winning this series. Because he done did it so many times in a Heat uniform. He's passing the knowledge down to the other guys on this roster, and he already have um, the experience of winning series, and so do a couple of players on this team that actually play with Dwayne Wade, like Gordon Dragic. So Kelly Olynyk is another guy you got to watch out for because he can get Joel Embiid out of that paint because he is a perimeter-oriented center, a guy that can space out the floor and knock down a three and knock down mid-range and be a pick and pop guy. But he also can get the ball back to the basket and score some buckets for them. T.J. McConnell is going to be huge because if they're going to cut some of the minutes from Ben Simmons and give it to Fultz, or is they going to give more minutes to Ben Simmons and use Fultz less, or is they going to use T.J. McConnell some games too and let Markelle Fultz play the two? That can throw the Heat off guard because they do got some guards that can guard the position, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I think the Heat have the right team to match up against the Sixers, and they have the right perimeter players inside to make it a little challenging, and they can go small. And while the Sixers can go big, they can stay with them athletically wise. Um, and I'm talking about the Heat. So Robert Covington is going to be huge. His ability to space out that floor, knock down the threes, and keep you can't help off of B. You can't help off Ben Simmons because you have Bellinelli, you have Redick, you have Robert Covington that can splash that three in. So it's going to be hard to double team. It's going to be hard to trap. It's interesting to see if they're going to double team Embiid. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to go under the screen of Ben Simmons, if they're going to force Ben Simmons to shoot, if they're going to force Ben Simmons to take jumpers, and then on top of that, is they going to slow the game down and make Ben Simmons, score within the half court instead of getting easy pass, easy lobs, and running the ball up and down the court with pace. And that's going to be up to Ben Simmons. Is he going to try to play with pace, or is he going to let the Heat slow him down and make him work for every pass and every bucket? Because Ben Simmons is not known to score. He doesn't even look forward to scoring. He's more of a facilitator. But a lot of people compare him to Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson preferred to get his teammates involved than to score a lot of points. But Ben Simmons is a guy that can get you the rebounds, get you some blocks, get you some steals, and get you a lot of assists while also scoring when he needs to. But they're going to need a lot more out of Ben Simmons if Joel Embiid isn't going to be healthy. And even if he does, it's going to take him some time to get back into it with that face injury and that blurry vision and that mask. It's going to take Joel Embiid some time to get used to it probably, and Ben Simmons is going to have to at least give him 17 to 20 plus points a game for them to ensure a victory. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the Sixers going to win a series? Do you think that the Heat is going to be underrated? They got a good matchup. They got the size. They have the athleticism to match up with this Philly team. Or do you think the Sixers just have too much talent? They have the great coaching. They have Ben Simmons. They don't have an answer for Joel Embiid. And they should have enough talent from top to bottom to compete and beat this Miami team. Check out my website, AnalysisPlayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, AnalysisPlayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going, and let me know what you guys think about this series in the comment section below.